Hey YouTube, me again, and today I am going to show you a foundation routine for people with rosacea. I've been suffering from rosacea since about middle of my college career, and for those of you who don't know, rosacea is unexplained redness right around your cheek area, right here. It's also characterized by bumps. It doesn't itch or burn, but it can get very easily irritated by the slightest little thing. And it's very, very hard to cover up because it always shows through, but I found a way using a couple of different products to cover it up and kind of mute it a little bit. So I've already done my eye. It's kind of half-assed because I did it in like 2 minutes, but I'm focusing on the foundation today anyway, so there you go. First things first, I am going to conceal my under eye. I use Boiing concealer by Benefit. Love this stuff. This is color number 01, which I think is the light shade. I always use the lighter one because, I don't know, the medium one, because I'm olive skin, the medium one's just a little bit too tan, but this one is not quite tan, not quite pink. It's perfect. So, I'm just going to put that and just dot it under the eye, right where the dark circles are. Kind of blend it out and up. I'm not too worried about getting it perfect because I'm going to go over all of this with foundation anyway. So, just enough to make it look like I'm not hungover all the time. Because otherwise it will look like I'm hungover all the time, even though I'm not. I actually don't really drink that much anymore, but yep, there you go. Now I don't look as tired. It looks a little light now, but it's gonna get better. Now, this is my secret weapon. Are you guys ready for this? People with rosacea, people with color balance issues, I have the solution. The solution is the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette. Mine is in the light shade, and the color I'm going to be using is down here, this yellow one, because yellow, this pale yellow shade, actually corrects the redness in your skin, just like the peach shade on the other side corrects yellowing on your skin. So I'm just going to use my finger, a clean finger, and you're just going to dab it wherever you see red. So for me, it's the entire area. I always make silly faces when I do makeup, so sorry in advance for that. Dude, if this ends up on Willem's Beatdown, I would die. But anyway, we're going to keep on applying it. Don't worry about it being perfect. Like I said, you go back over this with foundation, so it's gonna look a little silly at first, but you just want to cover all of those areas where you see red a lot. This is also great for people who have any kind of unexplained redness on their skin, or yellowing, or color balance issues. Like I said already, do it on the tip of my nose here. And you know, I'm just doing this how the lady at the MAC counter did it for me. So I could be doing it completely wrong, I don't know. But you find a way that works for you, and you go with it. I mean, makeup was never really meant to be specific to use for certain things. I've seen people use blush as eyeshadow. I mean, it's like anything goes. So just kind of do what works for you. Do what covers that redness up. I know I'm filling empty air right now, but that's because I have a lot of redness. A lot of redness. I have like a little goatee of redness down here. I have redness between my eyebrows. And I'm going to be so sad when I hit plate on this, hit palette, hit metal, whatever you want to say, because this is a MAC product, so this palette is like $44 or something, but it is so worth it. I use this foundation routine for burlesque shows. I use it for just about everything, and my only qualm with it is that it can clog your pores because you're putting a lot of crap on your face. But you know, makeup clogs your pores anyway, so there's really nothing you can do about that. Okay, so color correction is applied, concealer is applied, now we're ready for foundation. The foundation I use is MAC Matchmaster Foundation SPF 15. I am a color 1.5. This is actually a little lighter than my natural shade, but I found that it works because I'm pale as paste anyway. So I'm just going to squirt like not even 2 blots, like a blot and a pump and a half of this stuff. And I'm going to use my probably definitely needs cleaned MAC brush, and this is number 188. Looks like that. It's got this kind of stipple thing going on. It looks like it needs cleaned, but you know, I'm really lazy. I'll probably clean it after I do this. But you're just gonna blot the tip in it like that. Take your dominant hand, because I don't know about you guys, but I cannot do shit for Shinola with my left hand at all. So if I try to do this with my left hand, it'll just end up looking stupid. So use your dominant hand and make small, light, circular motions all around your face. And this is going to give you that airbrushed look without actually having to spend $300 on an airbrush machine. And this was, I mean, MAC products, I heard a lot about them, and I went to the MAC counter at the mall in Towson, and I was just like, you know what, I've been a Sephora customer for years, let me try MAC and see if they can sell me on it. Their eyeshadows are okay. I mean, not the best I've ever seen in the world, not the worst, but I will say that I am very impressed with their foundation line, because it is one of the only foundations that I have found that successfully covers rosacea. And rosacea is a very tough thing for, you know, to deal with, because people constantly are asking you if you have a sunburn, and then in the winter it gets even worse because the air gets really dry and you don't know what to do, and it's embarrassing, and you get really self-conscious about it. So people are like, do you have a sunburn? Are you embarrassed? You know, they like point it out, and when people point it out, I'm just like, leave me alone. It's redness. But you can kind of see now how that is disappearing from my face. And of course, you want to get a little bit on your chin and your neck area and kind of blend it into the bottom so you don't look like you're wearing a mask. Bada bing, bada boom. Tom's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and ta-da! There you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm definitely going to clean that though, because that is dirty. So that's done. You can see that it has evened out the tone of my skin, and there you can't see the concealer anymore. You can't see the yellow stuff anymore. It's all just one big flat canvas, which is great. That's also why I did my eye makeup first. That way the concealer and the foundation won't get ruined when you wipe off your fallout. So that is done. My next step is, where's my powder? There it is blush. Before I forget, I always forget the blush, and then people are like, oh my god, Helen, you're so pale, are you feeling okay? So the blush I use is actually by e.l.f. Through Target, and it's the color Tickled Pink. I love, love, love this color. It is just the right shade of pink. You can see it right there. I'm already hitting metal on this. But this has lasted quite a long time. It's lasted me almost a year, so It's doing good. I'm using a kabuki brush that I honestly think I got at Walmart or something. I don't know. It's really, 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 really old. And my computer fell asleep. There we go. It's really old, so I'm just gonna tap it in there, blow on it, smile really big, and because I already have pretty defined cheekbones, I tend to kind of brush it and try and focus it back to just kind of push my face back a little bit. Give myself a facelift with blush, and then maybe go down into there. I've tried contouring with bronzer before, but to be honest, I'm a little bit too pale for it. I mean, I tried doing it and it just doesn't look at all the way it's supposed to because all of the bronzers are always way too dark for me. So most of the defining and contouring I do is with blush. I just kind of, you know, define my cheeks a little bit more because I already have pretty high cheekbones. I don't go heavy on the blush myself because unless I'm doing a burlesque act and I'm going to be like on stage, there's no reason for it. You know, you just do enough just to give me that little flushed look and be done with it. Not to mention, I tend to be a little bit timid with blush because of my rosacea, because my skin is already so red. When it comes to actually applying blush, I see the pinkish reddish blush and I'm like, I don't want to put too much on. Because the last thing you want to do after covering up all your redness is to put more red on there. So, blush is done. Last, most certainly not least, is finishing powder. I use MAC Mineralize Skin Finish powder. I am shade medium. And this time around, sometimes I use a powder brush, but this time around I'm going to use a powder puff. I'm just going to tap it in there, get some powder on it. This is another thing I'll be really sad when I hit Palate on because it is very expensive because it's MAC. I went to MAC and I had them sell me on stuff and they did this whole pseudo pinup look on me, although I think they really didn't know what a pinup looks like. I mean, they were doing an okay job. But it wasn't, you know, the vintage cheesecake pinup you're used to seeing. When they think pinup, they think pale airbrush finish on your skin with, you know, cat eyes. That's pretty much all they did. So it wasn't particularly spectacular, but I was very impressed with the foundation. So I went ahead and I ended up spending, I got the foundation and the lip look, and I ended up spending like $177 on MAC makeup because I was impressed with it. And I look at it as a career investment for my burlesque. So there you have it. That is the foundation look for people suffering from rosacea. And if you have any questions, I'll try to list all the products I used in the description. But most of it's from MAC, some of it's from ELF, some of it's from Benefit. I've had a really fun time doing this. Please let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it. I'll be happy to make more makeup tutorials for things like this. I just realized that there was no makeup tutorial for foundation for people who are dealing with rosacea. So I made one. And now it's your turn. What do you guys do to deal with rosacea? What is your typical daily foundation routine? Leave a comment or video response in the boxes below. In the meantime, I'm gonna go do some other stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go put my lip on too. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in a few days. Bye!